countdown over there. See countdown? See countdown right here? Click on countdown.
Right here.
Yeah. Now you have to click in the box.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind when we rewind. It feels so nice. We time, you I know how to make me feel right. I can't help how. Got this sweet talk, I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk, you need to say let's convey. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way. Why you blushing? Yeah, sweet concussion. Oh, you miss my touching. Good girl. Show me something. Give me more than one thing. I need more than less than I do. Say you're a good guy. Make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it. I wanna see it. See how rewind when we rewind. It feels so nice. I can't help how. Got this sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk. You need to say let's convey. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way. We've been dancing all night long. Right here with you way too long. Don't want nothing here or now. But I'm done waiting, done wasting my time. Got this sweet talk, I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk, you need to say let's convey. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way.
Corey, what's up, man? Everything good? Holding it down in the 919. Hey, Libby, good morning. Hope all is well in your world. We'll be getting started in a few minutes.
Talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind when we rewind. It feels
What's going on, you guys? So what's going on? You guys had a good week? What's good with you, Corey? Everything good in the 919, man? Libby, you still on the other side of the world? My man Corey's a team early. Crop 919 team early today. Love it. I asked Libby, was she still on the other side of the world?
One more time. One more
Oh, we
time.
late.
I'm coming. We're coming. We're coming.
We coming.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind when we rewind. It feels so nice. We time, you I know how to make me feel right. I can't help that this sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late.
Good morning, Libby. Here we go, guys. Thanks for being so patient with us this morning. You right, Crop 919. Team early. Team early. And we late. Sorry about that. Hope y'all having a great Saturday morning. It's a little gloomy here in the DMV, but we're ready to we have a good show for you today. So we're ready to get started in about 10 seconds. We celebrate. We'll talk about it when the show starts.
Okay, baby. What's going on? What's going on, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Conversations with Heath and Tracy, where we meet here every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. EST to demystify your move to the DMV. So since Tracy and I are such transparent people,
Here we go with this transparency.
you can
y'all.
also
ask us anything.
ask us anything. We typically talking about the DMV and moving to the DMV, but if you want to talk about North Carolina, no problem. You want to talk about Atlanta, no problem.
We can talk about those things.
You want to talk about South Florida?
That's why we just call it conversations.
No
with Heath
problem.
and Tracy. But mostly we've been talking about the DMV because that's where we live now.
We do live in the DMV.
So today we're talking about, we visited the Old Town Alexandria. So we've
We
got
did.
footage for you guys. It was just absolutely beautiful day. And what else? So we're going
Gonna
to
do
talk
some
about
sharing.
Union Market.
Mm-hmm.
Union Market in D.C. is, somebody asked the question last week about gentrification.
Okay.
So this is one of the stories around gentrification and what's happening in D.C. in that area.
So we're sharing. Sharing is caring.
And then for Design Your Life,
Oh, yeah. Designing your life. You know, we're going to be talking about how to make friends as adults.
isn't that weird that we have to talk about this? I just really think we have to talk about this.
It's important.
Yeah, we celebrated our 31st wedding anniversary
On
this
June-
weekend.
on June 16th.
June 16th. And we
Yes.
went out last night.
We did.
And we were sitting around kind of looking at people.
What were we looking at people?
Yeah, and we were like, people don't know how to make friends, you know? So we were like, it's different, I guess, when you move to a new city. And I've seen it. I watch TikTok, y'all, when I want to debrain. And people on TikTok are like, how come you can't make any friends after college or after high school? And it's just like, you can.
Right,
you
right,
really
right.
can.
There's a technique,
So
though.
it is a technique
There's some
to
techniques
it.
to
It's
it.
a way to do it. You have to be a little bit more open
Yeah, so we're gonna
with
dive into
yourself.
that.
So we're going to dive into that. Heath is
Yeah.
really good at it. So just wait till you hear what he's going to say. I don't know
Crup.
what he's going to say.
My man Krupp 919, he has some exposure to me and making friends and being friendly at work.
Exactly. Heath is such. I mean, they call, and when he worked at his previous job, they called him the mayor. So
Because I knew everybody.
because Heath knew everybody.
He was like, hey, you kissing babies today? Or you waving? What you going to do? Be a grand marshal at the...
Oh, no,
At
no,
lunch.
It's so funny. So if this is your first time here,
My name is Heath.
and I'm Tracy.
Tracy and our parents, podcasters, and joyfully married after 31 years now.
Oh my gosh, 31.
Yes. We're also authors and certified
No,
marriage
you're an
counselors.
author. You're
I'm an
an
author.
author.
Okay, yeah, I'm an author as well. I'm a certified marriage counselor along with my queen. We are parents of 4.
Oh my gosh.
We have 4 adult children.
We do not have, or no, let's call them what they are. They're heirs. They're not, because we're building the legacy.
Right,
so
right,
they're
build the legacy.
heirs. They're not children.
Talk
Let's
about it.
just get the vernacular correct.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
You know what I'm saying?
How about the shirts we rocking today, baby?
Hey, can they see? Let me just stand up. You get to see our tummies.
I got my shirt.
Does anybody know what this shirt is?
Who knows?
Does
Put the
anyone-
yes and no
Put
up
the
there,
yes
baby.
and no. Do you know what
Do
shirt
you
this
know
is?
what
Do you
this
know what
shirt
this shirt is? And do you know what it
is,
means?
what it means, what it is,
I
what it means, what it's
wonder
about.
how many people know.
Let's see.
We got
Let's
some
see.
int-
So
So
if you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, drop down in the comments
If
you
you
know
know
what this shirt is,
and what it means,
what it's about, what it represents, what it means,
let us know.
etc.
We're just curious. We're going to tell you what it is. Hang on. In the show, we'll tell you.
Put
So-
a pin in that.
Yeah, and if you're relocating to the area, take a second and subscribe. Okay.
Hit
Subscribe.
the like button too.
Hit the like button.
Can we hit the like button? Can you like it?
Hit the like button.
If this is some content that you're finding value in and
Let
you like what
that,
Queen
that
Tracy
helps
and I are
the
doing,
algorithm let
Hit the like
everybody
button.
know that y'all like what you're watching.
whether on the live or the replay, hit the like button.
Hit the
please.
like button.
Thank you very much.
And
if you're
uh,
not subscribed to Heath and Tracy
why
TV,
not? Why not?
Get
So
it.
our channel is a little different. We don't just talk about one thing. We have family vlogs on there. We also put our podcast on there,
Mm-hmm.
Joyfully Married After. And then this show is our live show. This is the only live show we're having right now.
Mm-hmm,
We'll start our live show for Joyfully Married After a little bit later.
what's Joyfully Married After about, baby?
Joyfully Married After is a podcast
Okay.
that we talk about life.
Okay.
Joyfully married after life, basically, because life gonna come at you when you're married.
It's a relationship game.
It's a relationship game. So
Trying to get
we
your
give a lot of
relationship
advice about that. That's been going for a while. We got quite a few downloads on that one. So
Get
check
your
that one out when you get a
relationship game
chance. Good morning, Ree. Y'all don't know what this. Okay. Hey, Ree got it right. That's right, Juneteenth. So this is the Texas Star because they were the last to find out that they were free. This is the burst into freedom, and it's on the horizon. And the blue and the red, of course, are correlating to the United States flag.
Boom.
Boom. So the other flags you see out there are not the Juneteenth flags, y'all. This is the Juneteenth flag.
Juneteenth.
Let's raise our, knowledge around these things.
So there it is.
So there it is. Very good, Ree. All right. So welcome to Conversations with Heath and Tracy.
Heath and Tracy. Well, Tracy and I are here every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. EST to demystify your move to the DMV. And we also talk about anything else you want to talk about. So that's what's going on.
So let's jump into it. So I have to show y'all. Let me see. Okay, let me show you these. Look at Heath's flowers, y'all. My husband got up yesterday, and he
Was it yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday because I didn't
The
go
day
to work
before
yesterday.
yesterday. Okay.
I didn't go to work yesterday.
Okay.
Heath worked
Mm-hmm.
yesterday.
I did.
And I looked out my window and I was like, baby, what are you doing?
I was being proactive this week because typically on Saturday mornings, I know that I'm going to have to get up and go out into the garden and cut some fresh flowers
Yeah.
for Queen Tracy as well as for our audience.
He's so sweet.
So that we have some nice color pops within the context of the show.
Right.
So this week I said, okay, I'm going to be a little more proactive. So I went out into the garden and I said, okay, let me go ahead and cut the flowers ahead of time. And then that way Saturday morning, I won't be quite as pressed and rushed. And Tracy won't be yelling at me going, what are you doing? We got to get ready for the show. Why are you outside? So I went outside and there was such an abundance
It's so
of
pretty, y'all.
beautiful colors in the garden. I went a little heavy on the.
You think you went a little
I went
heavy,
a little
baby?
heavy on the.
Did you have to go
flower
around the house
clipping.
looking for vases?
You know, I know where all the vases are.
Okay.
There's
You know,
still
so-
some other ones, some extra ones
so
that we
you
have.
want to show them what we have behind
Yeah.
us?
So I cut. Okay. Yeah. So we'll do the tour of the. Wait, baby, that's heavy. Let me get it. Let me get it.
Oh, you got the big vase
Yeah.
today. Okay. Oh, is that heavy, baby?
Yeah, that's heavy. All right. So this vase is a little bit bigger than the one that I usually use.
I love.
So this one
these.
I put like in the foyer. No, it's like in the living room it lives in.
Oh, this one. Yeah, this one doesn't live in here.
Yeah, but it's a really tall crystal vase that Tracy picked up. But what I love about this arrangement, I could have tweaked it a little bit more.
You could have.
But what I love about this is all the different colors of the hydrangea, and then there was like one really cool tall rose that I found. I was like, oh,
These are all in
even
our
though-
front yard, y'all. We don't have a backyard, so we have
Side
a,
yard.
We have a huge side
we got
yard.
a side yard and front yard.
Put that-
So everything in this vase
I can't
grows.
see, baby. It's in my face.
Everything in this vase grows in our garden. And the other the other cool thing. Wait a minute, baby. The other cool thing is like this one is kind of like a different species than the other
Oh my
ones.
God.
So that's kind of cool. It came from a different bush.
And
then
he clips them, guys, so that there's no bugs or anything. They're in my face. Sorry about that. Put your questions in the comments, guys. Oh my gosh.
so close. I was trying to turn.
Oh my gosh, my heart just jumped. Thank you.
Oh, flower drum is over. All right.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Ree. Thank you, Ree.
Oh my gosh.
That was dramatic.
Whew.
Okay.
I gotta calm down now.
Yeah, that was close because this is glass that it sits on, and
Okay.
there's like electric stuff underneath it. It would have been crazy, y'all. It would have been crazy if that would have broken.
Okay, let's move on.
You okay, baby?
Oh.
You need one of my blood pressure
I'm
pills?
good. I'm good, baby. Go ahead. Go ahead. What's the next thing on the agenda?
Oh, okay. So
What we talking about? We talking about where we went this week.
yeah, we went to.
We went down to Old Town Alexandria. We went to where else we go? I got stuff all over you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we went
It's
to.
on the mic.
Oh, sorry. We went to Old Town Alexandria. I'm gonna go ahead and put that
Mm-hmm.
on. We took a walk to Old Town Alexandria.
We did.
Yeah, it was so nice. We parked for $5, y'all. That's all it cost to park down there was
Dude.
$5.
Mhm.
And then we just walked across the street to this park, and people were just chilling. It was so beautiful last weekend.
Yep.
In the DC area, it's not hot and muggy yet. It's still just very warm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was in the 80s. I think it was like in the
Yeah,
mid
it
to
was a
high. It
gorgeous
was
day.
a gorgeous day, as you can see. And everybody was just like chilling on the waterfront with their babies and with their dogs. And as you can see here, people park their boats on the waterfront.
Yep.
And it does not smell. I will have to say, y'all, to be on a waterfront, I don't know what DC is doing, but it did not smell at all.
Yeah.
It was not that, you know how y'all get that fishy kind of thing going on. It was none of that.
Yep.
And plenty of parking. It wasn't crowded. I really, really like going to this particular waterfront because it's just so many areas to sit and see and look. That's the
Yep.
water taxi I was telling you about that takes you up and down the Potomac to the other waterfronts.
Right.
And they have restaurants. You can sit and get views of the water as you sit in the restaurant. And the buildings that you see here are art buildings, and people are residents there as artists. So you can walk in the buildings and buy their art and look at their art. They've
Yeah.
got maps to show you all of the history of Old Town because it is very, very old. I
is.
don't know how old it is. I didn't get into all of that. about the
It's
history
pretty
of it.
old.
But it's one of the oldest places in our country. And when you walk around, I mean, it's just everybody was just chilling. It wasn't touristy. It's not touristy
No,
yet.
these are locals mostly.
Yeah, these are all local
Mhm.
yokels, and it wasn't touristy yet.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
more just, hey, I want to get out of the house kind of
Mhm.
thing. As you can
Mhm.
see, we're not wearing masks. People are just kind of strolling, pushing the babies around. No, he doesn't know him. He just was waving at
He's
him.
like,
He-
there's some cool people right there. Look at you wave. How are you
Yeah,
today,
and
neighbor?
you can actually buy a drink, as you can see here. You can buy
Walk up, get
your
your-
beer, get your wine, and then you can walk over and sit in the park with the dogs and everything were there. But the people keep their dogs on a leash, and
Yeah.
you can see on the area over there
Mhm.
where you can sit and just kind of chill out at the waterfront. And
Yep.
it was really, really cool.
I was like, Tracy, get the flowers. Get the flowers in the
you
shot.
know, he was telling me what to do. He was telling me what to do the whole time.
The creative
y'all.
director.
He's the creative director. And then you turn around, you look up, what is it, Duke Street?
It's Queen Street. or
Queen Street. You
King
look up the street,
Street.
and people are just sitting out
Mhm.
eating. This is a regular Saturday. It's like this all over the nation's capital.
Yeah.
And then
And this is actually an art installation right here with all these wood pilings. These,
Oh yeah, that was so. It's like the different water levels
Mhm.
because they've actually built out the waterfront over the
Mhm.
years. So
Right.
that's where the water used to be. You got
Yep.
a little playground here for the kids. You look across the water there. That's the MGM Casino,
Mhm.
and it's just really, really cool. Really, really cool vibe. You could just sit there and just do nothing if you wanted to. It's a free activity,
Yep.
and that's why we thought it was so cool because
Yeah.
it's just a one of those places you can go. You know, you talk about how small everything is in the DC area, but
Mhm.
people just kind of get out. He told me
I was
to
like,
do
get the feet,
this.
get the feet.
He told me to do
We
that,
walking.
so I did it. And now we're walking toward the actual like road area. People are biking. That's a big deal here. You can rent bikes all over the place. It's just not a big deal. They're like
Yep.
the cruiser kind. And then this
Lot
is
of
where we
dogs.
ate. We ate at Feed and Grain
Yeah,
for
we
lunch.
did eat there.
It was very
really,
good.
It was really good. Yep.
It was really, really good, and it was nice. The atmosphere was nice.
Price was
and then,
decent.
Yeah, it was decent. Yeah,
Mhm.
I did like the price.
Uh-huh.
And then the little ice cream shop across the street. Plenty of parking. So
Mhm.
when you're in town, make sure you go check out Alexandria. You don't have to live in Alexandria, Old Town.
Right.
But to go down there, you will find something to eat. You will
Mhm.
find something to buy. You will, if you don't want to do either one of those things, take a lunch and sit out by the water
Mhm.
and grab an ice cream cone. Bring your dog. Bring your kids.
Get the
It's just one of
vibes.
those. It's so nice, guys.
Get
It's
the
so nice.
vibes.
It was
It just started raining a little bit.
It was raining. It was overcast, y'all, and it
Mhm.
still looked like this.
Yep.
So that just gives you an idea. But as you can see, we're not wearing masks.
Mhm.
Most of the people that live in this area are vaccinated.
Yeah. Some people.
So
saw a few masks every
when
now
I'm
and then.
indoors though, I do like to wear my mask. But
Mhm.
when I'm outdoors, I just kind of chill out like most people do here,
Yeah.
and that's why you have so much outdoor seating because I just prefer to eat outside. Of course, my husband's looking at the flowers.
Beautiful.
He
And then a
loves
lot
the
of
flower-
times
and I
with
took
the,
that. I just loved how the little old people were sitting outside the ice cream shop eating their ice cream. They were just so cute to me. So I had to get them in the vibe.
A lot of times too, what you're seeing now is people are making sure that they're being cognizant of ventilation, right? Like, so the doors are open.
Yes.
Was that the end of it?
Yeah, that was it.
So the doors are open to the facilities, or they have some type of cross breeds or
Right.
things going on, right? So it's not.
It's not
places
all
are not
closed
just
in.
closed
yeah,
in like
because
they,
the
like they
weather's
were.
nice now.
So I think a lot of places have made adjustments to like their ventilation, the HVAC systems to be better, right? Because there was a lot of data around how that was like transporting the virus and this and that. But I think that it's great being outside, being outdoors this time of year is fantastic, and then the restaurants and bars and people are doing a really good job with the ventilation piece as well. People are getting their vaccinations all buttoned up, and I think the guidance from CDC is that if you're not vaccinated, then you wearing a mask wherever you go.
Yeah, I still wear a mask though,
Yeah.
but it's up to you how you want to do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we don't get into that.
All
okay,
good.
who would think that would be a controversial subject?
It's all
but
good, babe.
I know.
It's
So
all
the
good.
next thing we wanted to talk about was Union Market. You all asked us a question last week about the gentrification and what's happening in DC. And my daughter used to live in this neighborhood, so we have a lot of info on it. And it's northeast DC, and it's right between New York Avenue and Florida Avenue. They call it the H Street corridor.
H Street, yep.
Yeah, there's not really a metro stop over there. There's, you got Union Station, I think. You got Union Market, I think, or I can't remember the name of it. But it used to be like a big kind of open air market vibe over there, and it's really, really changing.
Yep.
And you go over now, you got REI and you got Whole Foods and you have all these new buildings and everything.
Yep.
So this is one, and you want to look at this article. I have it in the description below, but it's out of the Washington Post. So I don't know if you have access to it, but it says in once gritty DC market, these wholesalers' world is slipping away. So you used to be able to go over there and buy wholesale meat, wholesale foods, just wholesale goods that a lot of street vendors use and everything. And now it's turning into this like upper class neighborhood with condos and higher end homes. Everyone's renovating the homes. It's really, really gentrifying the area. And I read the whole story, and what they were saying was, yeah, it's good, it's nice over here and everything. But what about these people who have been here? Some of those businesses have been there since the early 20s. And to see it just kind of slipping away from them, they have to move out to the suburbs. One guy had to close his meat market and get a job. So it's things like that that's you have a hard time dealing with when you're living in the city, because it's like you want to see that stay. You wish it could stay. But it's not going to. And so when you see, let's say, when you talk about owning a home over here now, you're looking at $700. The lowest price I can see is $699. You got $899 for a duplex, and you've got, how much is this one? $749
Yep.
for, what is that, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,600 square feet. So it's a
Yeah,
larger,
3.5.
it's a little bit larger home. So I think it's interesting. Now you do see that price going down. There is like a little. These are all new because it's still a hot market here
Yeah.
in the DC area. And let's see, to rent, what does it look like? So to rent, this is the
gang.
problem. This is the problem in that area. So if you look at the one that looks like a house at $1,600 a month, that's actually 4 apartments. So that's $1,600 a month for the 2-bedroom one. That's exactly what Jasmine lived in with her roommates.
It is, yeah. For
And-
those investors out there, we call that a quad. A
And
quad
it
or
is
a
so. And what they're
quadplex.
doing with a lot of those quads is they're adding like a whole another 2 floors or floor to it.
Yep.
And they're doing a lot of interesting things.
And
with
real talk, if I own one, I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah, we would. We talked about buying one and like splitting it up and making it like a fan. We talked about a lot of cool things with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But what happened is the neighborhood she lived in when she moved in over there, it was kind of hood. You know, it was just kind of hood. It was just a regular, boys sitting out talking on the street, people riding the bikes around. It was just regular kind of hood.
Yep.
And she lived there for 2 years. And in the 2 years that she lived there, it completely changed.
Right.
And she had to move because her landlord was selling the building. So it's just interesting. I'd like to go ride by that house and see what it looks like.
Yeah, we have to
It
go
was-
over there.
it was
We haven't been
nicely
over there in a
renovated.
while.
But yeah.
It's like that was Capitol Hill technically.
Yeah, it's Capitol
She
Hill.
talked about that in one of our in like our first DMV DC video.
Oh
that we
yeah,
did.
she's supposed to be joining us next week. I think I'm gonna have to remind her. But
She
$5,000 a
said she
month
gave the
for an
green light?
apartment over there.
She gave the green light.
Yeah,
for
she
that?
gave me the green light.
Okay, cool.
She gave me the green light.
5,000 a month over there for. Woo.
Yeah, and so that just gives you an idea of that neighbor. Good morning, Gina. That just gives you an
What's up,
idea
Gina?
of what's happening in that area.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind when you're looking in the DC area. You're still going to be able to find those affordable places, even though areas are gentrified. If you do want to live in a neighborhood like that, but keep in mind that it would be short-lived probably if you find something affordable, unless you can buy it. And you can still buy affordable things. It's just that we have to be cognizant of people's lives and people's history and
Right,
taking
right.
care of that and meshing it to one. It's so nice when you go over there. Yeah, you got the Whole Foods is nice. It's like a 2-story Whole Foods. And all of that is nice. But what about the people that currently live there? And I will say this, when you see the rentals, be aware. They want 5 times
Yep.
the monthly rent.
Yep.
They do not just want first and last.
Yep.
They want first, last, a good credit score,
Yep.
and then you have to make 5 times the rent. So they're doing that deliberately to keep people out.
Yeah. That, and in conjunction with making sure that they have a high quality tenant.
I think that's a terrible thing to say.
It's both. Well, I mean, in terms of the landlord, their thought process,
Their perception of
their
a
thought
high
process
quality tenant.
is, hey, I know the more money you make, the easier it's going to be for you to make this rent. So I want, if I'm going to segment my list of potential renters, I want the highest income people possible.
But 5 times?
Right. I mean, it's
We-
a little
we didn't even
excessive.
have to
4
do 5
times. 4 times.
No,
I've
it
seen.
was 5 times.
I've seen 4 times. 5 times is a little excessive, I think.
5 times is
Four,
that's ridiculous.
4 times is big enough.
I think double or 3 times
Yeah.
is a you know.
But you know what 4 times does? You know, I was watching the video that we did with Jasmine a couple 3 years ago, and that was one of the things that we talked about in the video of how our advice was to stay around 25% of
your
your
rent should only be
income
about a
in terms
quarter.
of your rent.
Yeah.
So like perfect world, right? And sometimes people stretch themselves and do a little bit more, which I get, right? Especially in places that
She
are a bit
said
more
all her
expensive.
friends.
But the point I was making was that if you look at it, if you reverse engineer what people are asking for, okay, I need you to make 4 times the rent, then essentially that's what that is 25%.
No, these people want 5 times. There's a few apartment buildings over there we looked at, Jasmine looked at, they wanted 5 times the rent. And
I
I
was like,
said,
come on,
well,
man.
I'll just get on the lease with you.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I got on the lease, they were like, yeah, we want to see all her bank accounts and she need to have $100,000. I was like, I'm not giving them all of that. I was like, to rent an apartment?
Right.
It was crazy, y'all. So
Yeah.
be aware of that when you're looking at the new apartment buildings in
Yep.
DC. It's gentrifying, and the people that own those buildings are really, really trying to keep people out. I'm
Mhm.
just going to be, the
Lot of
buildings
stuff
are
going on.
empty as heck.
Right.
Empty as heck.
And then the other part of that is that there are some buildings that have those subsidies built into for a certain percentage of the building, right? What do you call
Okay,
that?
so yeah, that does work.
Mhm.
It's if you are moving to the city and you want to live in DC, you can
Mhm.
go to you can go to the DC Housing Authority.
Mhm.
Go to their website, and they have an affordability program. It is
Mhm.
excellent.
Yeah.
It is excellent. When you get here, you just have to take a little orientation class,
Mhm.
and then once you're in that class, the listings will come to you.
Right.
They'll just come to your email, and you'll have a certain amount of time to put
Mhm.
together your package
Mhm.
to apply for the residents there. And these are these new fancy buildings and everything.
Mhm.
They will have certain apartments that they will give you, but they're not bad.
Right.
They're not any different.
Yeah.
The apartments aren't any different than anybody else's apartment. So you just have to hurry up and get your application in, and then grab and get, because once you do the orientation, you're on the list. So you just have, they'll let you know how many units are available at what price. And I believe it's 70% of your income. If you make, let's say if you make $70,000 or $80,000 a year,
Mhm.
you can get an apartment for like $1,100 or $1,200
Yeah.
under the DC Affordability Housing Authority.
And we're talking about DC proper right now.
Yeah, DC proper.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the outlying areas have programs like
Mhm.
that, because their rent is just as much.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure. I'm
It's
just
all good. It's all
yeah.
good. Should we go into the comments now, baby? Should we do a little transition in the show? How about some-
You want a little music, baby? Ha, 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 ha.
Hey guys, if you have any specific questions for me and the Queen today, go ahead and put those in the comments now. This is the part of the show when we transition from one segment to another, where we've been giving you some data points, not to be confused with the things that you might eat that are called toast points. But we're going to dive into the comments, engage with our audience, and make sure that you have the information in which you seek, or just the commentary will be seen from you saying hello.
Okay, baby.
So let's get into it.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, good
Shelton.
morning.
Good
What's going
morning,
on, Gina?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
What you talking about, MR? You talking about the gentrification? I know, it's
Yes.
it's a lot. It's a lot. Good morning, Care 007.
What's up, Care? Thank you very
Yes,
much.
thank you for the shirt.
Thank you
Had
very-
to represent. We got to get it up, because it's like
Thank you very much.
we're always talking about July 4th,
Mhm,
and I don't know about you, but as a person of color, as a
Mhm.
black woman,
Mhm.
I just really never felt that attachment to July 4th, even as a kid.
Yeah.
It was like fun to do the fireworks
Mhm,
and fun
mhm.
to do the cookouts and
Yeah.
everything, but I never really felt like That's not really our holiday.
Mhm.
We need to make this big, y'all. We need to make sure we're getting the fireworks out. We need to make sure we're taking the day off. We need to make sure that we're having the cookouts. I didn't get my flag in time because I was gonna fly my flag in front of my house. Yes, I was, but I didn't get my flag in time. But
It's
I
all
will be
good.
wearing my shirt today.
It's all good. Yeah, and then I've seen a little bit of commentary around that, right, where this is the whole national holiday is a bit of a distraction, right? We really need real change, and we need the governmental entities to kind of do some more around
Well,
some
you
of this
know, I
policing
can have
and
a
these
whole
other things.
conversation around that.
But the point, I think, is that we want to make sure that we are also in a mental space of gratitude, right? And really just appreciating the opportunity to have something like Juneteenth as a federal holiday, and the recognition and the education that starts as a part of that so many people really need to educate themselves around that. And it's just great reminders of, hey, you know, the country is far from perfect, right? It is a great place that we live, but it has its warts and it has its history, and that's just what it is. And so we need to understand
live in
and
a-
acknowledge that, and people need
I'm not gonna say
to
it.
people, especially our lighter expression brothers and sisters, need to understand and do some homework instead of having your head in the sand or being willfully ignorant around these things.
Yeah, and if we could just get a voting right that would be nice. That would
But
be
shout out
nice.
today to Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. We're
There
gonna
you
keep
go.
it light, y'all. We're gonna keep
There
it
you go. We're gonna keep it light. We ain't gonna get too deep today.
No,
Did we finish going through the
let's see,
commentary?
you just finished watching the video.
Oh,
Okay.
that video, yeah.
Okay.
That's a good
gotcha.
video. That's a good video.
Yeah.
We sat down and what was that video? 2 or 3 years old, 4 years old? I don't even know
What
how old that
video?
video. The video that we did with Jasmine when we sat down outside and we had the little lights behind us and all the pretty.
That's been about 2 years.
About
So
2 or 3
she'll
years.
be joining us next week, I believe.
Mhm.
I will confirm with her, but she'll be
Yeah.
joining us next week, so we can talk to the millennials.
Yeah, that was a good video.
about-
That video was a little more DC specific. But
we were
yeah.
at City Center. I'd love to
Mhm.
figure out how to do the live show remote. That would be so
Mhm.
much fun. I'm getting there,
Yeah,
y'all.
we'll make it there.
I'm getting there.
It's all good.
Okay. So
appreciate you,
hit the
y'all.
like button if you like anything you hear. I think we're gonna go ahead. We don't have any questions today.
That's cool.
We got all our old heads on
Somebody
here.
asked a question
Oh
earlier.
wait! I
think.
did see that
Somebody
question.
asked
Wait,
a
wait, wait.
question.
There we go.
Nev.
Nev, welcome to the show,
What's up?
Nev. Or is it Neve?
We didn't,
You know how it is
we
on
didn't figure
Catfish?
Out, yeah, we didn't figure out if it was Neve or Nev. But welcome back. Good to see you. Good to have you again, Brother Santos.
So we've got, where is a good place for black middle class people in DC?
Oh. Uh-huh.
So this is
So DC, Metro DC, the DMV,
there's
DC
so many
specifically.
places. This is why we moved here. It's
Mhm.
one of those places where you can move just about anywhere
True.
and feel really comfortable.
Right.
I think if you go back and look at our videos, we've touched a lot of those areas.
Mhm.
PG County is
Mhm.
where a lot of middle class or upper class black people live.
Yeah.
PG County is the spot if we
Mhm.
just want to be really, really specific. You
Mhm,
can do Upper
mhm.
Marlboro, you can do Bowie, you can do Mitchellville.
Yeah. And we did a
and-
deep dive on that last week too.
Yeah,
So
oh,
check
yeah,
out
we
last
did.
week's show,
Check
Neve.
out last week's show. We did
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about that. Falls Church in
Mhm.
Virginia.
Mhm.
You've got
in-
Burtonsville
In the
and-
city, it used to be like the 16th Street corridor, right? Is that still?
Yeah, it's
is that
still
somewhat that
a
way?
lot of the 16th upper 16th Street
Mhm,
corridor
mhm,
area is where a lot of the old heads live,
mhm,
and
mhm.
they're still there, but you know they're transitioning and their children are selling the homes.
Yeah, LaDroit Park has changed.
LaDroit Park,
Well, Shepherd Park, maybe, huh?
Shepherd. That's it. Shepherd
Shepherd
Park.
Park, you
Yeah,
talking about?
Shepherd Park, guys.
LaDroit Park,
That's what
Shaw
we're
U
talking about, Upper
Street is
16th
has
Street.
changed some.
Yeah, LaDroit Park used to be
Mhm.
middle class black
Mhm.
over by Howard University, but that is slowly changing.
Yeah.
Also, the houses are big, but a lot of professors still live over there
Mhm, mhm.
in the LaDroit Park area.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, PG County, if you want to keep it real simple
Mhm.
and just dive right in
Yeah.
and live somewhere and then check out the rest of everything.
Big concentration of folks.
Big
over there.
concentration of
Yeah.
us over in PG County. We didn't move to we wanted to move to PG County,
Mhm.
but we didn't move to PG County because it's too far. It was too far from where Heath has to go into work every day.
Yeah. So there you go.
PG County.
All good. Who else?
And it's
who else
not
is?
hood. Don't let people tell you that PG County is hood. PG County is not. It's not hood.
Yeah.
It has gated communities. It has golf courses. It has country clubs. It is not hood. Every area has a hood area. Let's just keep it real. We live in a very affluent area, and the hood just not that far from here, y'all.
Right.
So it's don't let people convince us that our areas are any less desirable than other areas.
Yeah.
Every area, and and we're gonna go back to like the crime statistics. Don't read a lot into the crime statistics. They do not report crime in their areas because since we've been doing the show and we look at crime reports all the time, one thing we notice is that theirs will be straight up blank.
Then the other thing you have to consider too is that any of the areas that are quote run down or a little hood or that kind of thing, those are just buying opportunities for the investors and developers, right? And
Yeah,
so,
they want it to deteriorate so
you
they
know.
can buy it up.
Yes, Southeast DC, as an example, might not be the best part of DC today, but you can rest assured that tomorrow it will be.
Yeah, exactly. It's this care. Oh, yeah, that is a great video. We had to split it up into two parts. If you haven't seen it, it's pros and cons of DC, and it has our daughter's face on it.
Yeah.
And yes, she's such a sweetie pie. She's such a sweetie pie. Knowledge Humanity, welcome to the show.
What's up,
Welcome
Knowledge?
to the show. And it said, last time you mentioned Howard building a new hospital. Any idea when it might be going up? I couldn't find much info online. So, yes, they are building a new hospital. Let me see if I can look. Go ahead and talk about it, Heath, so I can look it up real quick.
What are you talking about? Howard Hospital? The new Howard Hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Howard University Hospital, the president of Howard University, Dr. Wayne A.I. Frederick, phenomenal man.
He's such a cool
Anybody
guy.
who's watched the show, or if you keep up with me on LinkedIn, know that I am a huge fan of Dr. Wayne A.I. Frederick, who was also at Howard University matriculating as an undergraduate when I was there as well. So really have a huge admiration for him and the work that he does, right? So not only is he the president of Howard University, not only is he an MBA, he is also a board certified surgeon. So he still practices medicine.
He's amazing.
At Howard University as well. And he also continues to teach students who are on the medical track in the medical school at Howard University in conjunction with doing a number of community work. He's been very active around the COVID-19 and all of the making sure that people in the community had access to medicines and information and all that via Howard University. And so, but he is also very public about saying that Howard University does not necessarily need to own and run a hospital.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So from that perspective, I think what has happened over the last couple of years is Howard has decided to partner or undertake sort of a management agreement. So there's another big kind of healthcare company that's going to be managing that hospital. And he's also been working with the mayor, Muriel Bowser, around putting together a new hospital to serve the city.
Pictures. I see the article.
To serve the city, as well as to continue to have a place where doctors from Howard University can be trained.
Yeah.
Right, because I think, as we mentioned last week or one of the other weeks, is that a good percentage of the black doctors in the United States are actually trained at Howard University.
Right. So what happened was St. Elizabeth's Hospital was closed down years ago. It was a mental health hospital, and during the Reagan years, they closed it down. So that area has been just vacant forever. The DC owns that.
What area are you talking about, babe?
Where St. Elizabeth's is.
Which is where?
It's in Northeast, I think, somewhere.
Okay.
So what happened was the DC Council awarded rights to building a new hospital there to George Washington University.
And they also closed Providence Hospital.
And they closed Providence Hospital, where our child was born, where Jasmine was born, in Northeast DC. And when she was born, it was brand new. It was just a brand new facility going in. So they've closed that hospital. So that whole area of town doesn't have any facility now.
So Dr. Frederick was like, whoa.
Wait,
that means everybody going to be coming to Howard.
And that's what happened. Everybody started coming to Howard University. And then they started...
Howard University Hospital.
Right. So then they were like, oh, we're going to build this new hospital in Southeast, that area over there. And they're going to let George Washington University run it. He was like, no way, Jose. We literally had like a national campaign, alumni supported.
Yep.
that was like, no, you're not going to let them run that hospital for our people, right?
And then the net effect of that, of course, would have been that you would
Howard
have had
University
a place.
wouldn't have had access to the people for their doctors in training to have a training ground.
Right.
That was the major thing. It was like we don't have enough black doctors as it is, and now you're going to shut out more black
This
doctors.
is actually, so it became a national conversation.
It became a national conversation.
Right.
So we shut it down. They had to redo the bid. They had to redo everything. And at the end of that, after Dr. Frederick, he was on national news channels talking about this.
Yep.
So after Dr. Frederick did everything, they said, "Okay, Howard, we'll just go ahead and build you a new hospital." So they're actually going to build a new Howard hospital
And we were
on
like, good.
Howard's campus. And we're like, that's fine, whatever. Whatever. But you can't. And so they're doing, it says they're doing a partial tax abatement for 20 years, valued at $225 million.
Okay.
That would allow Howard to take real estate parcels on its campus, prepare them for commercial development, and monetize the abatement to invest in developing a new hospital. A $25 million investment from the District of the Infrastructure to be included in the city's budget, and $26.6 million over 6 years to create actual programs.
Yep.
That would come in the form of services Howard would provide around sickle cell disease treatment, women's health, oral health, trauma and violence prevention, and substance abuse. I'll put this in the notes too.
Yeah, that's all good stuff.
Okay, so yeah,
stuff
it's
right there.
we're getting a new hospital at Howard University.
Yep.
And Adventist Health runs Howard
Yeah,
University
Adventist Health.
currently. And the last few years, they've run a profit. They've run a profit. So Dr. Frederick's doing some great things over there.
Shout out to Dr. Frederick.
We could talk about Howard forever. So let's see. And MR says, I just want to say you two are my favorite. Oh my God, I found your page looking at videos and living in Howard County. I'm looking to relocate from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So what do you know about Howard County, babe?
Howard County's in Maryland.
Yeah. Howard County is in Maryland. It's a good little run from the city center. But a lot of people live
Oh,
in
wait, stop. Logan Spencer just gave us a super chat.
What? Whoop, boop, 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 boop. Thank you,
Logan Spencer.
Logan,
Logan
yeah,
Spencer.
thank you. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. Thank you, Logan. Where is? Okay, there
Appreciate
we
you,
go.
Logan.
Thank you, Logan.
Thank you, Logan.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll put it in the bucket, man. We can always use that.
Okay, here we go. So I just want to say, so yeah, Howard County is north. It's north of the city, northwest, I think it is. And we'll do a little breakdown on a future show for you, MR, just to give you more information. But the houses are more affordable in Howard County, and it's close. It's like if you're gonna do between Baltimore and DC, it's a good place to live.
Yeah. So just depending on what your goals are, as we always say on the show, right? In the spirit of designing your life.
It's Columbia,
if you-
basically. Columbia, Maryland.
Yeah. So, if you want to go back and check out one of the shows that we did where we did a deep dive on Columbia, Maryland, we profiled that area some weeks back. So check that out. But the point I was going to make was that if there's specific reasoning that you need to be there, family, job,
Yeah.
what have you, right? Make sure that you're just thinking about the move in totality, right? What's going to be the best scenario? How should you put everything together? Do you
Right.
need to live there? Are you going to work there? Are the children there? Is there an elderly parent or
Design
relative
it. We
there?
always say design your life.
Do it on purpose.
Yeah, do it purposefully. Do it
Absolutely.
with purpose. And then Logan also asked, what part of DC to move to for a 30-year-old black single man who is seeking to be around other young black? So I wouldn't move to Howard County. I would move to DC proper, Arlington proper, Roslyn, Clarendon, Tyson's Corner, even Reston before I would move to Howard County. You could do Silver Spring, downtown Silver Spring if you want to stay in Maryland.
Shaw Howard University.
Shaw Howard University, Union Market, the area we just talked about today. A lot of my daughter's friends live in those areas, and that's where she lived. She stayed in DC proper. There's a joke that when you're dating in DC, if somebody lives across a bridge, it's too far. They have this joke on TikTok where they put in the sound from The Lion King, and he says, "See that over there?" never go there. And it's like a joke with the young people in DC proper. Like next week we'll have her on here to talk about it more. But it's funny because she lives in Virginia now, and so it's like she kind of sticks to the people that live in this part of Virginia. But she goes into town a lot. It's 10 minutes. It's
Right.
just not that
From
big
where
a
we are
deal.
in Arlington.
But
it's
yeah,
like 10
Howard
minutes,
County for young and single, I'm not so sure about that. I would definitely go ahead and do the roommate thing for a year. Tell me about your coworker that did the roommate thing and ended up switching it. But it was easy for her to switch it up, right?
Oh, you talking about the one who just got her own place?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that our daughter. I mean, so many people that are in your age group certainly are doing roommate scenarios in
Right.
the city, right? And so I think what's cool about that is that it gives you the opportunity to sort of just absorb everything that the city has to offer. You're right in the midst of things, right? You learn how to kind of navigate, leveraging Metro, jumping in a Lyft and Uber, what have you, to get to and fro. People are walking, people are biking, people have Vespas, people are doing
can meet
electric
people.
bikes, electric skateboard, whatever they call those
Long
things.
boards.
Longboards.
Brennan, our son.
I mean, so the city is just like it's real city vibes, right? It's and so you have the opportunity to do that when you take on a roommate or two or three, depending on the scenario. And so we would advise that, right? So you come in, you experience the city, and then you can kind of move and adjust from there, right? If you want to get your own place, you're getting your dollars up, you want to move further out, or you're working somewhere else. So we're definitely advocates of experiencing the city and grabbing a roommate or two.
At your age, move in the city.
Yeah.
Could grab a roommate. If you can't afford to have a place on your own, you really don't want to live by yourself when you first move here. If you're single,
Yeah.
you really want some type of interaction, and then always just be ready to move out. That's all.
And people are always out there, even people that don't have like tons of people to move with them, like single people like you are also looking for roommates.
Right.
Right.
It's
I found this
common.
great place.
Yeah.
Anybody looking for a roommate?
And
I'm
it's
going
usually a
over
really
here.
nice place.
Yeah.
That's why they want roommates, because it's a really nice place.
Absolutely.
The older buildings have larger rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind. But they don't, for most of the time, they don't have central air.
Mm-hmm.
And the new buildings, the rooms are smaller. It's
Mm-hmm.
more expensive. The older buildings, the rooms are larger. The fixtures aren't completely up to date.
Yeah.
They're a little bit cheaper, but they're in the really, really good areas of town.
Yeah.
The only issue now, when you're looking at apartments that have been renovated,
Mhm,
be aware.
Yep.
Just be aware. I would
Vermin and bugs.
yeah,
And
I would either pick,
construction.
and if you pick an old building, be aware.
Yep.
Because what's happening is there's so much construction going on in the DC area. Vermin are they're moving away from the new stuff, going to the older stuff, because they can get into they can still get in, and it's an issue.
Just something to be aware of. If you're in the city. Yeah. You may have some vermin situations, so just be cognizant.
Yeah, and that's another reason we decided to not do this. There's a lot of reasons to not do the city, but we decided not to do the cities because we're just not used to it. When we lived here before 30 years ago, we were used to it.
We were
used to,
we were young,
you walking
yeah.
and you see a rat cross. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. But we've been living in the suburbs for 30 years, so we're just not. I'm
Rocking
not.
in the suburbs.
Now we do have mice, don't we? Do we have mice outside?
I saw a gray mouse in our backyard a few months ago,
But we have traps out there. We have pests come,
Yeah.
and pest guy
but I've never
comes
seen
and-
one in our house.
No, not in the house. Heck no.
Do you remember we had that gray mouse in our apartment
What?
when we first
Where is this?
when Jasmine was born? When
Oh, in
Jasmine
the
was born,
basement
and we lived
apartment?
in the basement apartment,
Oh, my
and we had a
God.
gray mouse that got in there,
Oh my God.
and I think I ran faster than you did.
I was pregnant too. I was pregnant.
So our guy came in. We were like, "Yo, man, I think we saw a rat." in the house." He came in there. He put a little trap in there. He caught the thing. He was like, "He was just like a little gray mouse, man. What's going on, man? But you had like it was like a 6-foot rat." Oh, that thing was so funny. But that was the first time I'd ever seen
we
one,
don't do
like in the house.
Yeah, and we grew up in the South, so
Yeah, it
we
was
just
funny.
not. We don't see that now. Snakes. I'm used to snakes, but
Right,
I'm
right,
not
right.
used to. I'm not used to mice.
Oh, the good old days.
Oh, the good old days. Let's do some transition music. And we're going to get into talking about how do you make friends as an adult? How do you do that?
So we entered another transition of the show. we really appreciate everyone being here, and it's not quite time to go, but we're getting into the mindset portion of the show.
Get your mind right.
So make sure that you'll be in the know with the Heath Tracy Show. Out the dome.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, I got some notes. I want to make sure that I do a deep dive into this content here for our audience because we love you guys so much.
Making friends as adults. We went just to where we got this idea from. We went out last night, and we're sitting in this. This is another thing about DC. There's a lot of speakeasies here.
We were in the speakeasy last night.
Yeah, so it's speakeasy.
That was after dinner, though.
Yeah, it's like a hidden lounge that doesn't have a lot of people in it, and then they don't have bartenders. They have mixologists.
Yes.
And it's usually it usually doesn't have windows. It's usually like in the basement of a building, and you have to know where it is.
Right.
Or when you're walking by, it just looks like a regular door kind of thing, and they're all kind of hidden, and they're small, and they're really intimate.
Yep.
But go ahead, baby.
Let me go ahead now.
Yeah. I'm sorry. So design your life, making friends as an adult.
Making friends may seem like an odd topic to share about, but it's actually a really important one. It can be really lonely as adults.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, it can be lonely for kids too, right? But of course, we're talking about adults, and we're talking to
especially
adults.
especially singles.
Study after study shows that loneliness is an epidemic impacting a lot of people.
Especially in Japan. I've heard about it a lot in Japan.
A recent Harvard study found that 36% of American adults report serious loneliness, including 61% of young people aged 18 to 25.
18 to 25? Really?
And 51% of mothers with young children.
Oh, that seems so odd.
The United Kingdom actually appointed a minister of loneliness.
We need one here. I think we need one in the United States. What do y'all think? Y'all think we need a minister of loneliness in the United States? I think we do.
In 2018, Japan followed suit with their own minister of loneliness.
It's really bad there. Let me tell them about Japan really quick.
Get into it, babe.
In Japan, the older people were so lonely that they were doing mini crimes, like really like little petty theft crimes, so they could go to jail and be around other people.
Yep.
I was like, what?
So what we're advocating here, and why we thought that this article was important, and this concept is that, hey, when you're an adult, and especially in the spirit of designing your life, well, you want to make sure that if you're going to go to a different place, a different city, or even in the city where you are today, right?
Right.
There are things that happen in life that cause you not only not to make friends, but it also can cause you to lose friends. And in this article, I was also reading some things about, as an example of that, when you are in a relationship, you're married, you have children, then statistically, we're going to have fewer friends than other people, right? Just because your life, and your spouse, and your work, and just the normal things that you're doing.
I had a girlfriend cancel on me this weekend because something came up. I get it.
So it causes you to lose friends over time. So that's one. She's
still my friend.
She's still your friend, baby. But people do lose friends over time because of just life in general.
But we haven't done that. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I understand.
But we make an effort. We honestly make an effort to interact with our friends. You have to.
We do. So the first thing that you want to do when you get into social situations is that you want to assume that people like you.
Oh, I like that.
Right? Because what happens is you may go to an event or a function or whatever it is, and you're thinking to yourself, they're going to think I'm weird, or they don't really like me, or whatever. And so it causes you to be kind of regressive in how you're interacting.
Like, for example, when we walked into the speakeasy last night, I had on this really flowy kind of get up. And I walked in, and this guy, what'd the guy say?
He was like, "Oh, look at you. I love your dress."
And I was like,
girl.
"Oh, okay, yes, thank you." And we could have had a whole friendship.
We could.
We could have started a whole friend. Hey, this thanking you, telling where you got it from and why you wore it and everything.
Where you from? What's your
just
name?
Jump into
It
the
just goes and goes.
conversation.
Right, right.
Because him saying, "Oh, you look beautiful. Oh, I love that dress."
Right.
You can start a conversation, a small conversation, just around that little thing right there. Don't just say thank you and keep going.
Yeah, I got another pro tip about assuming that people like you. I since I'm a coffee drinker.
I
read it-
made him a coffee drinker. I wish I'd never made him a coffee drinker.
I read
but
an
did.
article one time that said that coffee makes you like your coworkers 12% more.
Oh, but I don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee.
But I'm trying to help people make friends, baby.
Okay, yeah.
So the point is, right, one of the things that you need to do in order to engage, especially if you're, recluse or if you're, an introvert of sorts, is you got to be in a good mood.
Yeah, you
Right?
do. If you need a mood adjuster, get one.
So
If you single and lonely,
so the article talks about that
adjust
too.
your mood.
It talked about self-talk, right? Telling people, hey, that people like me. When I talk with people, they like me, they enjoy me, and they enjoy being in conversation.
So S. Smith mentioned something. She said divorce
Yeah.
causes you to lose friends too. I
Yeah.
don't get invited out with other families,
Mm-hmm.
even though I have 4 kids. Oh wow.
Yeah, because these are the things that happen in life, right? So what Smith is identifying here is that a lot of your friendships sometimes can hinge on your relationship with your spouse.
With the other, yeah, I can see
right?
that.
And
I can see
so
that.
so there are a number of things that will happen with adults and to adults and causes adults to lose friends, which
Yeah.
enhances what we're talking about here, the feeling of loneliness and having fewer and fewer friends. But the engagement with people is really important,
Yeah.
right? So that's a good point right there.
Random McCrae says one thing I like about the DMV is people are generally friendly.
Yeah.
People are really friendly
Yeah,
here,
we found
guys.
that.
It, more so than when we lived in North Carolina. People just kind of look at us in North Carolina, but here people are, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? Isn't it beautiful? I mean, I'll be at the store and people just start talking to you about the strawberries.
Right,
it's just
right.
like, it's so great.
It
it's
is.
so great.
It is. So the second thing you want to do is that you want to initiate.
Yes, you do.
So you want to make sure that you're engaging people. If you go to an event, if you you want to make sure you identify maybe a book club or some things that you're interested in your town or in your new town or in your new place, right? Put those on your calendar. Understand, okay, we got the rock climbing club, we got the book club, we got this meetup over here. Okay, I need to put that on my calendar and I need to prioritize it.
And you need to go.
And I need to go. And then when you go, don't not engage. And then when you engage, you over in the corner, you done gone to the event, you done all this, and you over in the corner scrolling through Instagram.
Please stop.
It's like, come on, man.
That's another thing. People go out to dinner.
Right.
We saw in the Speakeasy last night. They had these 2 beautiful sofas. I was trying to look under them and see, but I didn't do that. So there are these 2 beautiful suede sofas facing one another, and they had these guys. You could tell they deliberately met up
Yeah.
to hang out, and they sitting over there like this.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, get up and leave. You can do that at home on the John.
You're taking up space out here.
You taking up space.
Yeah. So you have to make sure that you're initiating, right? You're
Yeah.
initiating conversation, that you're engaging with people, that you've gone to the event, you made it a priority, you put it on your calendar, you put on your clothes, you went to the thing, you went to the place, you went to the meetup, you went to the book club, and now you're not talking to nobody.
Yeah, I think another thing is if you are alone and you go out, go sit at the bar and talk to the bartender, or go sit in the cook person, talk to the cook people. You'd be amazed because they know people,
Right.
and then they start talking to. Oh, you met so and so. I've met so many people like that.
Right. All right. The next point is keep showing up. Right.
like
if
that.
you are being intentional about creating friendships, you want to make sure that you're engaging with people. You're going to start putting these things that you're interested in on your calendar. Then you want to make sure that you continuously are showing up for those things, right? And so you and I have been talking about creating an event here in the DMV,
Right.
for our audience, for our community. And so I think that when we start doing those regularly, then you don't want to come to one and then not show up anymore. It's like I'm coming here because I'm creating kind of this new vibe,
Right.
this new community that I'm a part of. So when Heath and Tracy do the next one next month or next quarter or whatever it is, I'm going to go to that one too.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make some new friends and I'm going to talk to some people and it's going to be dope.
They have a place here in DC and there's one in Atlanta. It's called the Gathering Place. And it's not a plug. I don't know anything about it. But I think it's a cool concept. It's like a private club for African Americans, Black people, whatever you identify as, a person of color. And it's that. It's a gathering place. It's like a club. It's like a country club, I guess you could say, without a country. We live next door to a country club, and let me tell you something. I don't want to, even if I had the money, to do that every day, I don't think I would join.
Hey, unless you go over there with 30 of your new favorite friends.
See, that's what I said. I said if we drop that on the country club membership, we wouldn't make any new friends.
Yeah.
We would just take our old friends with us.
I always make new friends, babe.
You would.
Yeah.
I ain't trying
I mean, you connected to me, so you good. You got new friends too.
to. Okay.
So the last point is get vulnerable, right? So you've done.
I love that one.
You've
That
gone-
one is such a good one.
You've gone through this whole process, right? You're assuming that people like you. You're going to these events. You're initiating conversation when you get there. You're showing up consistently. Well, what's going to happen when you start talking with people? When you start engaging? It's like, are you just going to stay surface, or are you going to be vulnerable with some of the things about your life, right? And
I
letting
think
people
people
in,
have a hard time being vulnerable.
letting people in, breaking it down.
Y'all, that's how I got this man 31 years later. I was vulnerable. I was open. He was too. And when you know that about somebody, you relinquish all doubt and you work it. And that's just on a friend basis, on a relative basis,
Yeah.
on a person-to-person basis, on a spiritual being to a spiritual being basis. You need to be open and honest with yourself. And the only way you're doing it is if you're vulnerable. And I know it's hard because people have hurt you in the past and everything, but it's going to be okay, especially when you're just trying to make new friends or even new acquaintances.
Okay, so let's get ready to wind this thing up.
Okay, so Chewinzy 1. Hi guys, love your channel. Hi, we love you. Thanks
up?
for
What's
all
up?
you do. Planning to move to the Arlington okay, yes. Arlington in the house. We live in Arlington. Hubby and 2 kids by 2023. Plan. Go back and watch our other videos. Look at designing your life. Look at all the different places we talked about. If you want to talk to us one-on-one, you can hop into the description that we'll have in the video and make an appointment with us, and we'd be happy to talk to you about moving here. I love it.
Yes. So we're going to bring this home with the following pointers designed to help you prep before meeting up with strangers, practicing ways of engaging with them, and helping you to turn these initial meetings into friendships. All right?
Okay.
So the first one is find an event.
Oh, it's so easy. Eventbrite.
Look for an event that you want to attend.
Y'all ever been on Eventbrite? Oh my gosh, they have so much stuff on there, and sometimes it's free. So go to Eventbrite, and there's another one. It's Event Noir. I think that's for people of color. Event Noir. I think it was Event Noir. So
Yeah.
check those out. Sign up and go.
Book club, hiking club, whatever
Yep.
it is. Right? Find the time and the place that the group meets and and commit to showing up.
Go and don't be a fly on the wall.
Put the details
What's the next one?
of the event in your calendar. The second one is to prepare yourself to interact.
Oh,
Right.
how do you do that?
Right before the meetup, there are a few things you could do to increase your confidence in interacting with new people. A few hours before the event, do something to put you in a good mood. That might be chatting with an old friend. It might be listening to music or doing some exercise.
Oh, wait. So that's what I would do. I would turn on some music and just rock it out.
Then another thing you can do is think about the strengths that you bring to your friendships.
Oh, I love how deliberate this is.
Mm-hmm.
Be very deliberate about your movement in this earth place, y'all.
Maybe you're funny. Maybe you're deep. You're a deep thinker. Maybe you're insightful.
Yeah.
Maybe you're very quick-witted. right? So whatever your strengths, keep reminding yourself of what those strengths are,
I love that.
right? I always tell my kids, hey, play to your strengths.
Yeah,
right?
we do.
Don't worry about double down. Don't worry about doubling down so much on the things that you're not good at and just
Yeah, stay away from the
your-
negativity.
frustrating yourself, and you're trying like I really need to get better in this area. It's like those things are going to happen organically, but
They
what you
are.
want to do is double down on your strengths.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so make sure that you tell yourself that people will like you, that you're excited to meet them, and that you repeat that to yourself a few times.
Wait. Repeat what? People like me.
Right before the event,
Okay.
tell yourself that people will like you.
People will like me.
and will be excited to meet you.
And people are going to be excited to meet me.
Repeat this to yourself a couple of times.
Oh, people will like me and people will be excited to meet me.
And then you feel the effects of this belief on your body.
I love that. Yes, we do like the woo-woo stuff.
And then also notice any tension that's being released. And notice how your shoulders are opening up.
Oh, I love this.
Okay.
You're so good, baby. This is so good.
It's good stuff, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the third thing is opening up a conversation with a stranger.
Oh, how you do this?
Once you get to
this is the master right here. listen, y'all. This is the master.
Once you get to the event, open up conversation using what the author and sales trainer David Hofffield calls the insight and question method. This involves sharing a commentary on what's going on around you and then asking a question about your companion's opinion of it, right? If you're at the book club, for example, you could say, I really like this so-and-so part of the book. What did you think about that? What was your favorite part?
Ask the question.
Right? You know, you go to the restaurant. This decor in here is so bomb, Tracy. What you think about it?
I look at decor all the
Right.
time.
All right, then we got a couple more. Exchange contact information.
Okay, yeah, let's do this. And don't just DM people and just texting is going to be fine. And
Yeah.
and if the people turn out to be a weirdo, just block them. It's just not that big of a deal. It's just not that big of a deal.
Hey, I really
Or
enjoyed
give
this.
them I give people my Instagram.
Hey, I really enjoyed this time with you. I love to keep in touch with you. Can I have your number? And if that weirds you out, okay, then back to Tracy.
Instagram.
Tracy's default. Hey, let me have your social handle, right? And then you make a few thoughtful comments on somebody's social, and then it evolves into a friendship.
And then last but not least,
Follow up, y'all.
follow up, y'all. Follow up.
Make sure you checking in on the person. Hey, we going to the meetup. I'm going to the same meetup you going to. You want to meet for tea before? You want to meet for coffee after? Cool.
It's just not that hard.
So there you go. Some tips and tricks of how to make friends as an adult.
Well, that was the show for today, my loves. We thank you so much for joining us. You could be anywhere, and
Yes.
we know we just love the fact that you're joining us here. We want to say thank you.
Yes.
That we've really really grown this channel,
Mm-hmm.
and look for other things to show up on the channel coming up, especially in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Look for a lot of things coming your way. I just got to hire a VA to
It's
help
okay,
me.
babe. It's okay, babe.
But we're coming with it, y'all. Thank you so much. You are so welcome, Marie. I'm glad the show is enjoyable and informative. Enjoy the rest of Juneteenth too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you guys need us, Tracy and I are available for one-on-ones. We do that off site after the show, so you can make a Calendly with us, and we'll talk with you.
And if you enjoyed your time with us today, make sure you join us again next Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. And remember,
Wherever you're going, don't just live there.
design your life there.
We love you guys.
We love you guys.
It's Heath and Tracy.
Just give it up. I'm not your girl and I never will be. Don't call me up. Don't waste your time, 'cause I'll be your enemy. If you want love, look somewhere else. Here you'll find nothing. Just give it up. I'm not your girl, 'cause I only love me.
Super sticker hippo.
Thank you, Care.
Shout out to the regulars.
Oh.
Shout out to Care.